everybody. Welcome back to my podcast, The Mental Edge. Here, where we talk about the power of your mindset and self improvement and how to reach success. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about staying consistent when motivation fades. Now, this used to be a very big problem for me because I would always grind so hard when I was motivated. And then the moment that I was burnt out, I would just quit and give up. Looking back at it years later, the reason why I was like that was because I didn't develop a structure for the way that I was going to work towards my goals. I would just work when I felt like it, and I would be so motivated that I would feel like doing it all the time, and I would become obsessed. It's very important to have balance and have a good schedule that works for you. So now what I do is I set aside time to work towards my goals. So a couple hours out of each day to specifically work towards a certain goal. And then I stop because it's very important to take a break and recharge than to just always go, always grind, because you're going to get tired. And the longer you keep doing the same thing for, the lower your performance is going to be over time. I'm also going to tell you guys some things that have shifted my mindset too. If you want to be able to stay consistent while working towards your goals, you first need to learn how to stay consistent doing something that you don't like all the time. I used to work at a warehouse. I didn't like that job all the time, but I needed that job to pay my bills and to make income. Over time, I got to a place where no matter how I felt, even if I didn't feel like working, I would still work consistently. I would always stay the whole day. I was always working. After I got to that point, I realized if I'm going to work how many ever days a week and how many hours a day out of the week for this job that I don't like simply just because it gives me income, then I need to be putting in hours every single day towards my future goals. I might not be getting the reward now, but the reward later is going to be worth it. That's something that would help me because I would be dedicating so many hours a week to somebody else's idea, someone else's dream, someone else's business. I need to be putting in hours every single day for my own dreams, my own goals, so it could become as big as I want it to be, as great as I want it to be. You cannot get anywhere in life without consistency, and you need to realize the importance of investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is one of the most important investments that you can make in life. You have to be the most important thing. Your future has to be the most important thing. You have to want it bad enough. Do you think that all the people that are living the life that you want right now didn't work on whatever they have now, whatever stream of income they have now, whatever streams of income they have now? Do you think that they just didn't do it when they didn't feel like it? No. Consistency is doing it even when you don't feel like doing it, getting to a point that even if you feel drained, you don't feel like doing it, you feel like being lazy, you still get up and do it anyway. You have to show up for yourself. If you would show up for others, like at a job that you don't like, putting up with stuff that you don't like for a job, if you're showing up for them, why not show up for yourself? You have to show up for yourself. You don't always have to give your best performance. You don't always have to do your best when you're working towards your goals. But the fact that you showed up and you still did it anyways is what matters. And when you don't feel like doing something and you feel so unmotivated and you feel like, what's the point anymore? That's when it is the most important time to keep going. Consistency and obsession, you will always get results, okay? If you're consistent, you will always have progress. Even if you don't see it, even if it's not big enough for you to even acknowledge, even if it's not to your satisfaction, consistency always gets results. Consistency, showing up, and just simply doing it. Another thing that helped me out a lot when it came to my issues with consistency was whenever I wouldn't feel like doing something, then I would start spiraling and be like, oh, I don't want to do this. What's the point? This and the third. Whenever I start to feel myself trying to procrastinate mentally, I always dismiss those thoughts. When you are procrastinating, say you don't want to feel like it, this is so hard, this and the third, you are making up issues that aren't even there because you haven't even started doing it, and you're already making negative thoughts about it. You're already having negative thoughts about the action itself. So I quickly just dismiss those negative thoughts. I don't even let myself feed into the negative energy, not wanting to do something. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get this done today. We're going to get this done today. And I would tell myself every day that I'm having a bad day. I'm consistent. I work consistently towards my goals. I would just affirm in my head over and over, keep going no matter what. I always work towards my goals. I never give up. I never quit. I always show up for myself. Like, I would just always affirm to myself over and over and over. Like, I just keep going. I never stop trying until I would start to feel better. So, because sometimes I do have my days where I just feel really down and it's just I don't want to do anything. I just want to be in bed and do nothing. But when I start to feel that negative energy and I start to feel that way, I always just affirm to keep telling myself stuff to make me feel better, motivating things, saying I'm good, I'm okay, everything is okay. Whatever I wanted to feel in that moment, I would affirm to myself over and over and over, and then an hour would pass and I would feel better. Because if you feed into that negative energy, that procrastination of not wanting to do something, feeling like it's getting nowhere, if you feed into it, it will consume you and you're just going to feel like that. And you're going to create all these issues in your head that aren't even there. I don't let myself complain in my head. Don't make excuses. I don't let myself make excuses. I have to take accountability. I am responsible for whatever progress I have towards my own goals. Results speak for itself, and results show how much consistency and effort you put into something. Don't let myself make excuses. I don't let myself complain. I dismiss those thoughts. I say, stop making excuses. Stop complaining, stop procrastinating, and we're going to get this done regardless. Your dreams and your future does not care if you don't feel like it. Life will pass you by if you're just going to procrastinate and put inconsistent effort. Inconsistent effort gives inconsistent results. You don't want inconsistent results. You want to put in effort even when you don't feel like it, because that's when it matters the most. Another thing that is very important is balance. I want to go back to what I said earlier, which was balance. Also making sure that when you build your structure on how much time you're going to put into your goal, how much of the day is that you also put in time of your day to unwind and recharge. Sometimes take a day where the majority of the day, you're taking to recharge, but also don't let that drag on. Don't let the time that you are putting aside to yourself drag on. Also, don't feel guilty. It is okay that you are not constantly grinding towards your goal. I know a lot of people might think if you're not putting in 7 hours a day, you're not working at it all the time, you're not gonna get it. You don't need to focus on your goal all the time and make it all you live for. It is important to have balance. You will get further, I'm telling you, you will get further if you set aside a certain amount of time every single day than just going overboard and burning yourself out. You're going to get burnt out. Motivation comes and goes, it fades. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. It's not something set in stone, but consistency is discipline. And discipline is doing things even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is when you do it no matter what and you don't make excuses. But motivation is an emotion. You're going to get burnt out. So don't feel like you need to be working towards your goals 24/7 all the time. I used to think that way. That's why I used to get burnt out. Set aside a certain amount of time, however many days, every day. I do every day. I just personally, I like to constantly be working on a project and working towards something, but I still set aside time to unwind. Do not feel guilty for doing that. You do not always need to be working and grinding. You need to take breaks too. I'm telling you, it sucks feeling burnt out. You need time to recharge. Everybody needs time to recharge so their performance can stay at its best. Another very important thing is holding yourself accountable. Making sure that if you feel like you've been slacking, that you get yourself back on track. Sometimes I feel like I've been slacking and I just need to hold myself accountable. I need to tell myself, look, you need to keep going. You need to stick to your schedule. You need to stick to your structure. For me, it's easier for me to have a routine and a system for me to follow every single day and for me to just If you're just working towards your goals whenever you feel like it, it's just not good. You're going to get burnt out. You're not going to do it when you don't feel like it. It's a lot easier for me personally to have structure. So, what I do is I get home from work, I take a little nap, take some time to unwind, and then do all my self care, get ready for bed, and then I make my podcast video, edit it, work towards other stuff. After that, after I have my time to unwind, I set aside like 2 to 4 hours to work towards whatever goal I'm working towards. I don't go past 4 hours. I start to get frustrated. It's not good for me. I feel like 4 hours maximum is what works best for me. But whatever it looks like for you, just make a system. Make sure you're adding time to relax and unwind and mentally recharge. It is very important to mentally recharge. Yes, your future is important, but your mental health is also very important too. And you don't just want to discard your mental health and taking care of yourself mentally just to reach your goals aren't gonna necessarily make you happy all the time. Your goals, it's not guaranteed happiness for life, okay? Knowing how to unwind and make yourself happy in other ways. Don't discard your hobbies. Don't become all about the grind. You need balance. Reaching your goals and achieving your dream life isn't guaranteed happiness. I know I used to think that way, that if I got something that I wanted, I would be happy. No, it is important to also take care of yourself and find happiness within yourself. Have hobbies and balance, because you're still going to have bad days when you have your dream life. You're still going to have your bad days. You need to also work on making sure that you're emotionally regulating, making sure you take that time to unwind and mentally recharge and take care of your mental health and take care of yourself. Your future is important, but your mental health is also just as important. I feel like that's what a lot of people forget when they're grinding for something, is that they also lose sight of the fact that it doesn't guarantee happiness. It doesn't guarantee that your life is going to be easy from now on. You're always gonna have issues, you're always gonna have struggles. You just gotta pick and choose what kind of struggles you want. Personally, me, I want struggles while I'm living my dream life. That's also something that I did want to add, because it's something that a lot of people forget. They often feel like they need to discard their needs, discard their mental health, and sacrifice everything under the sun just for their future and their goals. Yes, there is going to be sacrifices that are crucial, like, going out, spending money, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you're going to have to sacrifice things. You do not need to sacrifice everything to the point where you have nothing but your grind and your dreams. You also deserve to have time to unwind and to have peace and to have fun. You don't want to be suffering all the time just because you're trying to reach a certain goal. It's not fun. You don't need to suffer. Make it fit into your life. To sum it all up, make a schedule, fit it into your life, but also make sure you're putting in time to unwind and take care of your needs and take care of yourself. Stick to that system. And if you feel like it's not working for you, then adjust it as needed until you find a system that works good for you, that you can stick to, and get to that place that no matter how you feel, you're still going to do it. You have to get to that point first. You have to get to that point where you're going to do it even if you don't feel like it. But you have to get to that point, and you can consistently work towards your goals. Some people, they're just consistent. Some people just know how to be consistent. Obviously, everybody is capable of being consistent with anything, because we consistently do things daily. Just take that system, do it for 30 days, and it will turn into a habit. It only takes 21 days to turn into a habit. Me working towards my goals, that is a daily habit for me now, because I made a system for it. It's also important to just build a habit out of it. Over time, it will just be the regular for you. Obviously, it might be hard at first, or maybe you'll be motivated at first. It will be as easy as getting up and brushing your teeth. I'm telling you. For me, I've been doing this for a couple months now, consistently working towards something for my future. It's just a habit for me. It's just something that I just do on the daily. Over time, it will be like that for you. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Those are just my tips and my words of encouragement for the day. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm signing out.